Evening all. So, not playing Dust as you have no PS3, you say? Well, basically the launch of the PS4 is soon to happen, and that's going to bring an exciting new prospect for those of you who are perhaps not playing Dust 514, which is, quote, access to cheap PS3s. If you're the kind of guy who's always wanted to play Dust 514, maybe you've watched the channel, maybe you're interested in maybe the EVE universe, but you don't actually play Dust just because you don't have a PS3, and it's, frankly, it's a fair warrant of money to go and buy one. Perhaps now is your time to act. With the launch of the PS4, we could be certain that a significant number of the 80 or 90 million PS3s out there in the world will soon be traded in to part purchase said beloved PS4. And this is a very good thing for games that still focus on the PS3 platform, as it means access to said game becoming much easier and accessible. And Dust 514 is a prime example of this. So, where to start though? Well, I'd recommend two avenues of approach if you're seriously tempted to buy a cheap PS3 and gain access to exciting rough and tumble world of Dust 514. Before you do that, let's just go through some very key facts to do with this. Number one, the PS3 you go for must have a hard drive bigger than a gnat's bollock. Some of the original PS3s, I believe, do not even have hard drives of any significance. It could almost be just 1 gigabyte, if I recall. This is bad. If you're going to buy a PS3 to play Dust, you're going to need to get one which has got a hard drive, okay? Now, in terms of the size of that hard drive, you get them, I think, in 5 and 250 gig sizes. I think 5 gig is fine, but I think just do some quick checks on that. I believe 5 will run Dust okay, but again, just be very wary of that. If you're looking to steal a deal, maybe look for a PS3 whose Blu-ray player has broken. You won't be able to watch a new release of Electric Blue on this device, but as long as everything else works, you can easily play Dust 514 with this technology. And you will probably likely buy that console for less than $20. I know this because I've done it myself. Number 3, the generation you pick isn't too important, but be aware that some of the older, and I mean very old, PS3s, like the first gen ones, have trouble with Dust now. Now, we've had a few guys in the corp who had the very first PS3s and they didn't work. So what I would recommend is if you try and get the sort of the nearer generation, which would, I guess, the slimline ones, they seem to be okay. If you can extend to it, maybe check some of the forums and actually just make sure the model you're going for is suitable. Go to the Dust forums and do a check and you'll probably be okay. Also remember, the older you buy, the less time that it will likely last as well. Okay, that's just simple technology. Number 4, don't be afraid to shop around. There really are going to be some deals out there, and I think even new PS3s are dropping in price like a stone. If you feel flush, maybe go for one of them. So, where to buy? Well, I see two avenues here. One is the conventional shop route. Shops on the high street, like cash or pawnbrokers, are an Aladdin's cave for buying, hocked crack house PS3s, and you can usually haggle a really good price from the bejeweled, fat, sweaty shopkeeper if you show them the colour of your money. Thrift shops and charity shops are also amazing places to score a cheap PS3. Remember, sometimes the old granny at the checkout counter likely has no idea what a PS3 is. So again, try and do a deal for cash here. Maybe try and confuse her a bit, and you'll probably get quite a good deal. Don't be afraid to haggle. Seriously, I went to a pawnbroker's years ago with a £20 note in my pocket and came out with a Super Nintendo, probably 20 games and a hat stand. That's a long story, but once you have the balls and when you kind of go for it, you'll probably be amazed at what a deal you can get. Don't be afraid to flash your money, because these people want that money. The second avenue here is probably to buy online. Check the usual places like Amazon, eBay, all of the other kind of things, and look for those kind of want to sell posts where you might see, and you might get lucky, but be careful of what you buy and always ask to see pictures of the actual console that they're selling. As well as make sure that it has a hard disk and all the other things. So just make sure it has the peripherals with it. Okay, so you've got your nice new PS3. What now? Well, at this point, I could be unbiased and say read the forums, check out the player corps, see who fits your fancy. But no, I won't. Join the Unholy Legion of Darkstar. We are the primary corp of Dust 514, kinda. And we're aware all the cool people are at. Any other corp is just puppies who love spreadsheets. You have been warned. I'm of course joking, but go and join a corp, get into the community, and experience what is quite an interesting game. So there we go. Cheap PS3s all round, and I think certainly now is the time to get in and experience Dust 514 for yourself. Come try and kill me and our guys and have fun in I think one of the most immersive and developing FPSs out there, and I give you a Pyrex guarantee that you will not be disappointed. Not an actual guarantee. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.